Next on the main topic, why marriage? Why marriage? I think marriage could be a beautiful thing, and marriage could be pretty ugly too. It depends, how you want to approach it, what you looking for in the marriage. What is your purpose? It'd be good to marry a person for financial reason, spiritual reason. Slim, what is your take on why marriage, man?
As far as marriage, man, like it really depends on what your definition is. Like what are you going into it for? Like, I got a question mainly for you guys. Like, I wanna, is marriage spiritual or is it legal? Is like, which one is it?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's both because for one thing, I know as far as being from a Christian background, they say one of the main commandments is do not commit adultery. So sex before marriage is frowned upon. So that's why a lot of people will get married. And also as far as legal, it's also a legal thing too because if I'm not mistaken, if your spouse gets sick or whatever, and it's a major decision that has to be made, the only other person that can really do something about it is the other spouse. Am I correct on that?
Well,
yeah, I heard.
Yeah. So to your point about you think it's both. Like I know people that's that believe in God, that's married, and people that don't believe in God that's married. But one thing I do know is you can't be married unless the law says you married.
Now,
that's true.
With that being said, there are marriages like Muslim marriages and also some Israelite marriages, if I'm not mistaken. They don't include the government in their marriages because they don't go get that marriage certificate. But you are right in the fact that marriage, as far as what's being recognized by the government, has to have that piece of paper. If you ain't got that piece of paper, then it's nothing. But if we look back far enough, even in the scripture, marriage was a spiritual thing. You didn't have to have nobody's approval. I just remember somebody knowing somebody and they getting pregnant, and there was the story. So like the legal side of marriage became the focus when they allowed people to get divorced, because you got to remember there was a time when the church wouldn't divorce people, or the Catholic Church, they wouldn't divorce people.
Yeah.
So, and before then, in Africa, you could have more than one wife. There was polygamy. So, for the idea that marriage has to be one or the other is kind of not looking at the whole big thing about it, because there can be a spiritual side to it, but the fact is you got to get that piece of paper in order to be recognized and get the benefits of the Social Security check and retirement, all that kind of stuff.
Me personally, what I'm saying, I believe, they, according to the book, they say once you find that person, that you want to marry, I believe that at the point of engagement, once you ask that person to marry you and that person accepts, like I feel like that's
you already
married. You married at that point.
Right.
At that point, you married.
And she gonna feel that way too.
So like
you gotta include the law up in there. You gotta include the law.
Everything else is law bound. Everything after the engagement is law bound.
Yeah.
Register for the Time to Equip Farmers workshop from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. held at the Farmers Hands Market located at the Jackson Medical Mall. To register, scan the QR code.
Footprint Farms is a beautiful 68-acre vegetable and cattle farm located in Jackson, Mississippi, and is Mississippi's largest urban farm. The mission of Footprint Farms is to provide the community access to healthy food choices, introduce our youth to agriculture, and provide training and technical assistance to small farmers and ranchers. The farm is open to the public every Friday from 2:30 to 5:30 p.m. to purchase fresh produce or visit us at the Mississippi Farmers Market located near the fairgrounds. We accept all forms of payment, including EBT and SNAP benefits. Looking for a beautiful venue for your next wedding, family reunion, or dinner? Footprint Farms offers a 3,000 square foot facility on 5 beautiful acres, perfect for your next event. For more information, visit our Facebook and Instagram at Footprint Farms or call us at 601-910-5534. Footprint Farms, farm fresh, city sweet.
If you go before a judge, you're gonna act like you were married. You know what I'm saying? So like that's a fact. I feel you on that, but that goes back to the change in tradition, because the tradition that we see as marriage now is not the old tradition of marriage. Marriage happened when you were 15, 16 years old, in order to keep from worrying about adultery or going out. Like, but by the time
16,
yes, that's when you start thinking about sex. So that's when you need to be given a wife. You can't. If one thing that we ain't figured out, we ain't too good at picking spouses.
Wow.
You know?
Oh yeah.
Like that's
we all made some.
We go off of what we see.
Yeah.
And believe none of what you see, none of what you hear, and half of what you see. So when you actually look at it, when you ask a person to go out and take them out, you're getting the best version of them. That ain't who that person is. You really got to catch this person off guard. Well, my old way is you get a person drunk, you find out who they are. You know what I'm saying? A drunk person gonna speak their mind. You know what I'm saying?
It's my experience. You could go be with someone for years and don't find out the real personality until way later, until you done got way invested in the relationship.
I don't think they faking the funk. I just think that like certain situations bring out certain
you think
things in people.
You think
know
people change?
No, I think people adapt to a situation.
Yeah.
Like like fight or flight kind of situation.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So like I don't think that.
But the basis.
Yeah, I think
the basis is gonna be the basis. Like if I can't marry a woman who wasn't into God or spirituality and expect her to get into it because of me.
Right.
But what if she into all that, but she can't cook good, and then you don't like her sex though?
I mean, then I need to learn how to cook.
It's
What if you don't like her sex?
But ain't no.
It's just a compromise.
But ain't nobody
compromise.
perfect.
Sex not everything. Sex not everything.
Then you go get somebody else. But
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes people get married for the wrong,
but no,
for the wrong reason.
The thing,
Well, Chad, you can always teach that person what you like.
That's right.
if they're willing to learn.
You gotta be open. They
That's
gotta be
gotta
open.
be the key.
You gotta be
Exactly.
open-minded.
Yeah,
gotta be open.
sometimes that make it be stubborn, be stuck in there.
Nah, I mean, that's the average person that's grown. That's because think about what we're saying.
works.
Think about what I said earlier.
Yeah.
Register for the Time to Equip Farmers workshop from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. held at the Farmers Hands Market located at the Jackson Medical Mall. To register, scan the QR code.
Real Type Music does birthday parties, weddings, banquets, corporate events, and more. I play all music, R&B, hip-hop, rap, pop, country, Afrobeat. We also offer fun inflatables. Check out our bounce house, fun bouncer activity for the kids. Real Type Music accepts Cash App, Apple Pay, and Zelle. Call now to reserve 601-407-7555. Follow me on IG, DJ Creator _Ted.
16, 15 is the age you're supposed to be given to who you're supposed to be with the rest of your life. Now, like I say, I ain't got no problem with polygamy. I think monogamous relationships are lies, and that people are just fighting their human nature. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I understand the ideal of man and woman, but dealing with reality, man can reproduce his whole life.
His whole
a
life.
woman gets to a point where she can no longer reproduce.
Up until death.
Yeah.
So if we look at even the Bible, if you look at the Bible, the way to keep a man's lineage going was to bring in a younger woman when the woman was too old to reproduce. They ain't hearing that in this society. You know what I'm saying? But you do have some people who recognize the power that can be in polygamous relationships, because you got 4-5 incomes. Y'all gonna be living like y'all got a mini village. Like that makes more sense than two people struggling in the project.
But do you think that polygamy could cause a whole bunch of legal problems, open up a real bad legal can of worms?
Ain't nothing like contract is understanding.
Contract break it all down.
Yeah,
contract is understanding.
Like that could be taken care of. I mean, because even now you got somebody that might die and married to one person and ain't got their contracts in order to have catch more hell with the kids than you can even imagine. You know what I'm saying?
Your whole everything you live for is in probate.
Well, let me ask y'all this thing. Do y'all think it's fair? Like, you got good credit, your spouse got bad credit jacked up. You marry that person, that person's bad credit becomes your credit.
That's right.
Your credit could be 700, and your spouse's credit, her credit could be like negative 0.2.
That's the business side of.
That's the business side.
So
I mean, that's what
you know what I'm saying. You got to look at it.
That's what you decided to get in business.
That come with it.
Right, because when you marry, you become one entity.
Yeah.
Until you file taxes, then you become 2 and 1. So
then you get taxed for getting taxed just for being married.
It's a business.
It's definitely a bit.
It is a business. So I mean, it's
and some marriage you go through. You know, some people look at it like I was better off, you know, just being not married.
Yeah.
Yes, because that person didn't match your business.
Right.
That business didn't match that business, and you got to build the wrong business.
So in other words, get with somebody equally yoked as you are, so you won't have those problems to begin with.